ground beef, medium queso, freshly chopped onions.
Today guys, we're going to be reviewing some more TikTok videos. I already made one video on this reviewing Uncle Roger's picks, and if you haven't seen that video, then be sure to check that video out down below. And if you are new to this channel, my name is James. I've been cooking for many years in the United States and Europe, and I have plenty of other recipe videos on my YouTube channel as well, not just reaction videos. So if you do happen to like this video today, then be sure to share, like, and subscribe, and let's get going. Okay, so what do we have going on here? We're deep frying some turkey today. Now in the US, this is a very common thing to do during Thanksgiving. A lot of people would deep fry their turkeys instead of like making a roast turkey. So normally what you have is you have a gas burner outside that you put a pot on, you fill it with oil, and then you drop the turkey in. Now the turkey has a lot of water in it, fat, and what can happen is that sometimes the turkey will overflow, and there are a lot of house fires. This happens a lot. People will do this on their wood porches, like seriously, and they will burn the house down. No wonder why, obviously. But this setup, this is ingenious. Since it's so messy, we've decided to put the gas burner inside a cardboard box with some particle board, and voila, you fix the problem. The only issue is that when you mix paper, hot oil, and wood on top of this, it can create a bit of a dangerous combination. I mean, at least they're using a stick to drop the turkey in the pot, but still, this is one of the most dangerous setups. And not only that, but you have a propane tank or the gas tank right next to this. If you're gonna be doing this at home, like seriously, be extremely careful. Not even bothering to remove the sticker from the tray. Okay.
Peeled garlic. Exactly what we want, right? This is my pasta sauce. It's just soup, but you really want it to be nice and liquidy. This is sort of like, have you ever had penne al vodka? No. This is like that, but without vodka.
This doesn't look like it's going to turn out nice at all. And a lot of these little hack videos, these pasta hack videos or anything, a lot of them are gimmicks. Some of them may work, but a lot of them are gimmicks. It's like putting the spaghetti inside the meatballs, like what we saw last time.
You're just going to find a little hole on top, rip them open completely, and then you just set them in like this. Now my grandmother...
Just adding the flavor.
Yes. My grandmother taught me that you never wash mushrooms. And the reason she taught me this is because she said mushrooms absorb water. So when you wash them, they attract all the water.
Mushrooms are like a sponge, so they can absorb water and oil. And if you have to rinse them, you need to rinse them under cold water quickly. Now, if you're going to be actually turning the mushrooms, which takes a little bit of practice, you usually have to make a lot at any one time. This is more of an old way of decorating them. You put them into a pot of lemon water, because otherwise, if you don't put any acid in there, then they'll start to oxidize and they'll turn another color.
Beautiful. I'm going to take my signature cheese. Everybody loves some cheese. I'm just going to go in the top. Cheese here. That feels good. Buddy, do you want some cheese? Okay.
Of course he's always right here by cooking.
He sure is. And now we just need to add just a smidgen of water. So what I do is I take a cup, any old cup you want, fill it up. Little sippy do. Oh, he's so thirsty.
What?
And then you pour right in here. You go outside it.
This is disgusting. So this is obviously a troll video because the dog is drinking from the water that she's using to cook the pasta.
Wow, look at this. Okay, remember I put a pan under it so that it won't spill? Look at this. Okay, something that's going to be really important is to perfectly slice into one of these mushrooms. Are you ready?
Guys, be sure to hit that like button because I honestly need the courage to finish this video right now. I'm serious.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Show me the inside.
I sure will. Look at this. I like to put them in half because nobody can eat a full mushroom like that. You can't shove the whole thing in your mouth. And if you could, you certainly couldn't swallow it. Wow. Isn't that beautiful? Now look, remember I've got whole garlic chunks in here. And noodles? This looks incredible.
Right, we can stop that video and go to the next one. The thing that annoys me is that we always try to not waste food, or at least I was brought up this way, and in the kitchen we try not to. It happens, we always have wastage, it's normal to have this, but the difference is making something that you intend not to have any waste, or you try not to throw anything away, and the other thing is making something intentionally bad just for the video and allowing the dog to even drink out of the water that you're going to be cooking with it, so you're not going to be making this for yourself. And the problem is that TikTok, there's a lot of videos like this on TikTok, a lot.
This is how you should prepare your chicken. Take it out of the packet and run it under cold water. Give it a good scrub. Add some soap. Not too much though.
No.
Make sure you rub it in all the creases so you get all the gunk out. Once it's all done, rinse it under the tap so all the soap runs off.
I don't think I need to state that you never need to put soap on meat. You don't rinse meat like you wash the dishes. You don't do that. The only time that you may have to rinse meat or fish, if you're butchering it yourself or if it's not cleaned properly and it has a lot of blood. But under no circumstance do you add like any dish soap to it.
Start with our eggs, ground beef.
Was she actually putting in the Doritos bag?
Medium queso, freshly chopped onions.
So this is a kitchen hack because apparently this is going to be easier than making this the normal way without putting it in a Dorito bag and boiling it.
Salt into the water and then a little into the bag. Some milk.
Why are you putting salt into the water? You're not cooking anything. No food is going into the water. It's going into the bag and the bag's in the water. It makes no difference.
Hot and spicy here. It'll go perfectly with the Cool Ranch.
Something tells me that this is going to be another fail.
Cheese slices.
What the?
And you want to mix it all together. This is the quickest way to make your beef dinner.
This is the quickest way to make your beef dinner. If she honestly thinks that this is the quickest way to cook something, then obviously she hasn't been cooking. Now there is such a thing as sous vide, which is a method of cooking inside a plastic sealed bag, and it's also to cook at temp. Let's say you want to make a perfectly cooked piece of duck that was going to be at 61 centigrade, is perfectly pink. If you want to hold that temperature at 70 centigrade, you can bring it up to 70 and it will hold it.
This is the technique to make it cook really fast. It's been about 20 minutes and I can feel it. It just feels done. It's so heavy. Ready?
Oh yeah,
Here it comes. Here it comes.
looks heavy.
I have a feeling it's going to be disgusting.
There we go. Ooh. This looks incredible.
It looks beautiful, doesn't it? It looks like something that the dog threw up.
All right, let's get a bite of this. Wow. Why is that so good?
For some reason, I don't believe her. I don't think it tastes good.
We're gonna start by softening and mashing 5 pounds of butter. We're gonna take some rosemary and we're gonna sprinkle that in there. Next, we're gonna add some parsley.
Oh God, that's a lot of butter, isn't it?
Now that we've done that, I've made a little bit of a hole in the center so that we can pour in some white wine vinegar.
Yeah, it can be a little difficult to add liquids to butter at room temperature because butter is mostly fat.
Now we're gonna get a little bit messy here.
Spoon clearly wasn't working, I guess.
Now that our butter mixture is done, we're gonna start on our chicken. So the first step we're gonna do is add a carrot to the inside. Then we're gonna take some baby potatoes.
You can stuff the chicken with, say, aromatic vegetables like onions, carrots, and celery. It's aromatic, so it'll add to the flavor of it. Or you can actually use stuffing. If you do use stuffing, you have to be careful that the internal temp comes up to the correct temperature because you can get sick from it. Now, when you have a whole chicken like this and you're gonna be roasting it, or even if you're gonna be making chicken stock and you have the carcass, you want to double check inside to make sure that all the innards, the kidneys, everything have been removed. Sometimes somebody may miss something and you have a couple of innards in there and that's fine, but you want to remove them. And if there's excess blood, you need to get rid of it.
Then we're gonna massage our butter mixture onto the chicken.
Just cake it on. Yeah.
Just like that.
So what you can do instead of piling like 5 kilos of butter on the chicken is you can take some garlic cloves, you can push them underneath the skin. If you want to make the skin extra crispy, you can take your chicken, clean it, put it into the fridge the night before uncovered. This will help dry out the skin. Also, if you separate the skin from the meat, this will help to crispen the chicken up when you're cooking it. And you can put other ingredients, the garlic or herb butter, underneath the skin as well, instead of on top, because you want that skin to be crispy. You don't want it to be boiled, basically.
Now I'm gonna add this to the fridge and we're gonna let it chill for 30 minutes.
You just threw butter at me.
What a waste of butter.
So I'm gonna start with the rice. Okay. Sprinkle that in there. We're gonna take these potatoes.
So she's gonna have roasted vegetables into the chicken.
Carrots.
Okay.
Sprinkle those in.
I love a good food rainbow.
And then I'm gonna take some olive oil.
You don't need olive oil if you have kilos of butter that's gonna be above it. You really don't.
It looks massive.
We're just gonna pop that right on the veggies. I forgot the lemon. Am I gonna lift this?
Just be careful. You got this. Slow.
So far the recipe is edible. Again, the dog's not licking the chicken, but what a waste of butter. You don't need this much butter.
Juicy, juicy.
You know, overall, I mean, it doesn't look half as bad as the other ones, but this is in no means, there are easier ways on roasting a chicken than going through this.
Start by placing our partially cooked chicken into our jar of peanut butter.
This seems like a bit of a bizarre recipe.
4 or 5 slices of bread. Now we're going to use the rolling pin to flatten out our slices of bread. And I'm just going to make them into nice strips. I'm going to lay the bread on just like this.
Oh, that looks lovely.
Craft.
Yes, that looks lovely.
One last
That's...
piece on here like that. Now it's time to make our coating. We're going to take some of these maple cookies. We're just going to mash these up. We're going to take 2 handfuls of Cinnamon
cereal.
Toast Crunch and go back in with our rolling pin. I'm going to take 2 tablespoons.
You know, if you're going to be breading something, if you want to make your own breadcrumbs, you can use stale bread. You don't have to go through this effort. You can use crackers, you can, if that's the only thing that you have. If you don't have stale bread, take a couple pieces, the end pieces of the bread that you do have, pop them into the oven, dry them out, and then throw them in the blender or the Thermomix if you have one, and blend them into their fine little, you know, granule size, like the size of sand basically, or any consistency that you want. And you have homemade breadcrumbs. It's easy.
This is kind of turning into something.
I told you, why don't you trust me? Perfect. We're gonna pop it into the air fryer. Now that our chicken is all covered up in the crust, we're gonna pop them back in the air fryer for 10 minutes. Perfectly golden brown. Gonna dip our chicken in our sauce. Oh my gosh.
Is that good?
So good.
Oh, that was a weird video, wasn't it? PB&J, peanut butter and jelly, is, for those of you who don't know what that is more popular in the US. It is popular in the US. Peanut butter is popular in America. Over here, until recently, I haven't been able to find peanut butter, but over here now I actually found it. They don't use it as much. And I'm sure in other places people may like it more, but at least where I live, peanut butter and jelly is not a combination that people like, but no, it doesn't look that appetizing to me. In any case, guys, if you want me to review any more TikTok videos, then let me know in the comments down below, because one, they're not pleasant to review, but some of them are good, some of them are alright, but a lot of them, no, they're not good. The only one that turned out kind of good was the buttered chicken. But again, you don't need to use that much butter for everything. In any case, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. And, well, let me know your thoughts down below, and be sure to check out this video coming up next. And if you haven't subscribed yet and you did like the video, or even if you didn't, then be sure to subscribe and like the video down below to be able to give me the courage to continue making these videos. In any case, hopefully you enjoyed it, guys, and I will see you guys again very soon. Take care.